We begin our meditation by just getting comfortable, by taking a moment to just catch our breath. Maybe even have a few deep sighs. Let go of what we carry from the day. And as you're focusing on your breath and beginning to get into the spirit of the meditation, I invite you to just let thoughts pass through your mind. If something comes up that draws your attention, just let it go. You can come back to that later. Begin to settle in more deeply into the chair or the floor, the bed, wherever you are. And to just feel the weight of your body. There's an old expression to take a load off. And so with a shrug of your shoulders, just let that go. Just release that load as if you were dropping a backpack off of your back. Whatever stress or worry or tension you are carrying with you, to just let that go so that you can be here now. On my commute to work, and even as I drive to the store out here in the country, I drive by lots of farm fields. And that is the inspiration for the meditation tonight. There's always a little bit of sadness this time of year in my heart because all the beautiful, vibrant greens of spring, all the lovely deep golds and yellows and oranges and browns of the fall are gone. The farmers have plowed their fields, and there's just dirt. The fields plowed under and left waiting. And that, with the leaves off the trees, seems so stark. And yet there's something captivating about it. This season is known as the fallow period. And that is when they plow under a field and leave it unsown until the spring. And the purpose of that is to restore vitality and fertility and nutrients to the soil. So while on the outside, everything looks dead and brown and asleep, below the surface, everything is being renewed and restored. So this fallow period is a fallow time of regeneration. And that is the focus for our meditation tonight. As you deepen your breath and clear your mind, I invite you to think for a moment about this season, about how it feels to you. Don't force your emotions, just whatever comes to mind. If it's a little sadness, if it's fear, if it's a mix of emotions, maybe it's even joy. just spend a moment with the way you are feeling this fall right now. And giving gratitude for that deeper sense of self. I invite you to spend a moment imagining this season as an opportunity for regeneration. As the soil sort of turns inward to restore and renew, I invite you to do the same with your own spirit this season. And so I want you to imagine that you are in the dirt. It may be your garden. It may be a field. It may be somewhere you know well or somewhere you've never been. Whatever comes to mind, just imagine that the dirt is below you. And imagine that you are turning over the soil. Maybe there are some plants that have lived their season that you've cut back. Maybe this is a place that hasn't been planted in a long time. Just for a moment, I want you to imagine that you have a tool in your hand that allows you to just turn that soil over. Or maybe you want to dig in with your bare hands and feel the richness of that earth in your own mind. I invite you now to imagine that this is your own spirit. That as you turn over that dirt, you are working sort of the depth of your soul, your inner being. And I invite you to spend a few moments focusing on some words of renewal to repeat in your own mind. As you imagine sort of instilling the dirt, your spirit, your soul, your inner being, your unconscious with these things. Healing. Rest. restoration. Renewal. Just as the earth needs a season to draw inward and regenerate, so too do our spirits. And sometimes, without that opportunity to renew, the soil is over-cultivated. And it isn't healthy enough to produce good crops. Sometimes there's something missing, some nutrient, some aspect of its health and nutrition that needs to be replenished. And so I invite you now to think about what it is that the soil of your spirit needs now. What needs to be replenished in you? I invite you now to imagine that as you turn that soil over, you are giving your spirit what it is that it needs. It may be one thing, it may be many things. Just spend a few moments offering that to yourself. Just like the earth, we need these moments of rest, of regeneration, of restoration, of healing, of renewal, so that we can prepare for growth and adaptation and new life. And so before we leave here, we make a promise that we will return to tend this space, to pay attention to what we need, to focus inward, and to offer ourselves, our spirits, our souls, what we need to be whole. And as we prepare to leave this place, we know we can return anytime we like. And so, taking 3 deep breaths, begin to return to the room we are in. And when you are ready, open your eyes.